What's good, my cool cats and kittens? Today, I've got some TTRPG horror stories. It's gonna get down, it's gonna get dirty, it's gonna get gross. I actually don't know what's gonna be happening. I had a member of my beloved Discord community send me these stories, and we're gonna go through them and see what we're in for today. So, let's get into it. Fireball. Cheating leads to actual arrest. So recently I started a campaign of D&D 5th edition, which while far from being my preferred system, has the big advantage to being quite known. 5th edition staple, honestly. I'm a D&D young blood. I have not played anything but 5th edition. I'm looking to change that though, so any suggestions? Comment. Biggest advantage to being quite known, the group consisted of 4 people: rogue, druid / barbarian, paladin / fighter, and wizard. And since last week, 3 as wizard dropped out in a spectacular way. So the group was a bunch of players who I had played with in the past in several groups, with rogue and paladin being people I actually see outside of TTRPGs. Wizard is a former DM who was initially happened just to play but had a tendency to rule lawyer a bit too often for my taste, and I'd voiced a few times I wasn't strict enough, but nothing dramatic. Until last week. Guys, if you're playing D&D, I don't care. Just do not be that person. Do not be that guy.
Hey, DM, are you sure that the diamond axe can't break the iron lock?
Bro, nobody cares. It's fantasy, alright? Just let the DM do what they want to do. Let them... Maybe there's a reason why that doesn't do that you don't know, right? It's fantasy, anything can happen. Do not be that guy. Nobody enjoys playing with that guy.
DM, why can't I roll to seduce the dragon?
That's so stupid.
DM, are you sure that you know the anatomy of a slime girl?
I'm sorry. So the players were infiltrating a cult, and through some investigation, they found out the cult leader was not a greater demon, but a bard running a scam and using the cultists as magical batteries. Terribly original of me, I know. I mean, I think it's original. I mean, what's the opposite of tooting your own horn? That's what he just did. So the group gathers and decides to confront the leader at a black mass party and try to convince the cult to turn on their leader, but roll terribly, and suddenly they are fighting for their life as the cultists summon their leader, who is still dangerous. The fight is not going their way as there are just too many combatants, and the second in command is wreaking havoc. The cult leader appears as a demon, and then the fight would be probably a TPK. The fight seems lost, then the paladin does Zone of Truth on the cult leader. I throw a saving throw, 3. So he is forced to be truthful. Then paladin action surges to command him, confess. I throw a nat 1 so you can guess what happens next. This convinces a significant part of the cultists to turn against their master, and after a few rounds, the combat is over. Everyone happy, and we decide to take a little smoking break. Everyone except the wizard, who is looking quite angry. Oh, fuck. There's just something about someone like mauling over D&D that like is just really funny to me. I don't know. There's like first world problems. That's like a 0.25 world problem. You know what I mean? Everyone except wizard, who is looking quite angry as this all conspired, but I didn't think much of it. As the group is outside chatting and smoking, he bursts out holding paladin's sheet. You cheated! He basically yells and comes to me to show that Zone of Truth is not prepared. Dun dun dun. Paladin basically admits it, but tells he scrapped another spell and only thought of the option in the midst of the unexpected fight. Rest of the players boo a little, but it's clear we take this quite lightly, as we all actually liked it. Wizard didn't, and demands I ban Paladin on the spot. Get the fuck out of my house. you dare swap a spell on the fly? Get the fuck out of my house. True, bro. I would have done the same. Out to the streets with you.
Kidding.
Demands I ban Paladin on the spot. I refuse and tell him I do not think it's no big deal, as I tell him the chances of the cult leader failing either save was quite small. Basically, only a 3 could do that. Wizard gets angrier and angrier, screaming now. I tell him to tone it down as I do not want noise complaints, but he gets even madder and punches me for not punishing Paladin for cheating. A punch. Bro, why are you hitting the DM? Like, if you're that upset about it, like, go and beat up the paladin IRL. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Well, you can guess that spoils the mood considerably, and we tell him to leave, which he refuses, becoming more aggressive and screaming louder as we desperately try to keep him from hurting us without hurting him. Oh, I could just imagine little man babies like flailing his arms, fucking. Like, bro, calm down. Give that man a pudding cup. That's when the door rings as the police has been called to check up as the noise is waking up my apartment block. We tell what is happening, but Wizard by now is completely off the rails, tries to push a police officer, and is taken into custody and still refuses cooperation, so is carried out screaming. That is a great way to start off this video, because what the fuck, man? What are we doing? I don't want to be the poor fast food worker that messes up that man's order. If that's how he's getting down to some D&D, some like light... Me personally, this is how see, everything I'm saying here, personal, right? When I play D&D, it's so chill. I'm just there to have fun, have a good time, do some dumb shit, you know? For that reason, like, it's hard to spoil my mood. Like, if people are having fun, I'm having fun. That's what it's all about. You know, I know that there's some people that are like really into like getting into their character and the lore and the lore of the world and the lore of every book on the shelf in the library of that world. You know, fair, I get it. And I do too, like a little bit. I'm just curious how that man got invited in the first place. I'm gonna be real, because what the fuck, if you're that bad of a fit into the group, like whoever invited that man, I would be so embarrassed. Like, this guy threw a full-on tanty, punches the DM. I wonder where as well. Was it like a shoulder punch? Was it a punch to the face? Probably not, because I feel like if it were a punch to the face, it wouldn't be like, calm down, man. It'd be like it'd be a fist fight. If I got punched over D&D, man, I don't even know what I'd do. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm gonna start throwing Muay Thai kicks or anything like that. But like, I mean, I guess he did get asked to leave, so that's probably what I would have done as well. That's all you can do, like, bro. I mean, there has to be something going on there, right? Like, that's not like a mentally well man. That's a funny comment. What a great example of the trash taking itself out. Who even allowed him to check the paladin's character sheet? It's not even, see, like, if you go to in-person D&D, bro, it's not even like, if everyone went out for drinks and this guy's just like sitting at the table, just like forehead vein popping out of his head, he definitely would have went over and checked it himself. I could definitely see that being the case. Oh, okay. OP responded to that comment. Exactly, he faked a toilet break so he was inside while we were smoking. He did often look at other people's sheets though, but oh god. At the end of the day, did he do it to himself? Maybe a little bit. He probably didn't know that guy that well. I mean, how could you if that's how he acts? If I knew someone had like that sort of behavior for D&D, I wouldn't even give them the benefit of the doubt. I'd be like, nah. You're not invited to my table, Pookie. Next story, Fireball. The DM obsessed with traps. Title says it all. My group had a DM that was so trap happy it got him banned from ever DMing again. The cast. Trapman, God, Almo doesn't know that word. Titular? Titular. Alexander, our human rogue. Bearclaw, our orc barbarian. Trick, our gnome artificer. I like that name. Yours truly, the dragonborn sorcerer. Well, I feel like he should have given himself a cool name as well. Traps included a pressure plate trap at the entrance of the first dungeon that sprayed acid on whoever set it off, a rock fall trap that had no visible trigger, a spike trap in a random hallway that led to a storage room, a pitfall trap we just watched the master of the dungeon run over without slowing or looking down. Of course, these were all in a dungeon, so we just assumed it was how the bad guy set it up. Then we got into town to sell our loot, restock, and all that jazz. We checked into the inn for the night, and Alexander decided to go rogue and snuck out through the town and started casing houses and businesses. He found the general store had a poison dart trap in the handle of the front door. Like one of those things where you like grab it and twist it and then like poison dart comes up. Jabs you? Cool. Town Hall had a swinging Town Hall had a swinging axe trap. Okay. That's pretty sick. Several homes had traps that could kill a common NPC. And then he got caught by a needle trap trying to sneak back into his room. The innkeeper tried to make us pay for an antidote. Bearclaw haggled. That's crazy. Okay, at first I was like, it's his campaign. Let the man cook, but truly obsessed. At this point, we were annoyed but willing to keep playing. The point he went too far was in session 3. You see, at this point, we'd gotten pretty good at sussing out his traps, and Trick even managed to disarm and disassemble most of them to sell off the parts. So we were sitting on a decent amount of gold. We decided to buy a small plot of land and build a small keep on it, somewhere to rest between missions and stuff. We paid for the land and called and had it built by workers gained through the connections to the party, members of Bearclaw's tribe, and Trick's family. We time skipped to the keep being complete. The first night, we decided to do some fluff role-playing, just seeing how our characters interacted at rest. I went to the library to do some reading. Pit trap. in the own tavern, or the keep, in the own keep, that they built. Pit trap. Honestly, that's hilarious. That's so funny to me. As a player at the party, I wouldn't even know what to say at that point. Like, my friends and family built this, and they built a pit trap. I don't know what else is gonna be included in this, but I swear if he does the swinging like axe trap like in the town hall, that's so funny. Because that's just like so grand. Like a pitfall trap, that's easy. That's like baby food, right? But like to have a whole like swinging axe contraption, that is bananas. There was a pit trap after the door to the library. It actually killed me. That's about when I exploded. See, I'm the type of guy that takes a lot to get mad. I can take people setting up traps in their own homes and businesses, but in case you forgot, this keep was not only freshly built, but designed by us, the players, and none of us okayed any traps in the interior. Trapman, of course, tried to justify it, but we all shut him down by pointing out that we were sick of the traps, so why would we have them in our own home? Why wouldn't the people we paid to build it have warned us about them? Why would the builders put these traps in without asking if we wanted them? When he refused to tell us where these traps in our home were, we finally just stopped playing, packed up, went home, set up a new game with a different member of the group DMing next week. None of us ever joined a game Trapman ran ever again. Valid. That's so fair. I've played in a couple campaigns myself, and I had this DM, and his idea was, because usually we'd play like on Tabletop Simulator back then, so chalked. Don't play on Tabletop Simulator, just don't do it. It's bad. Played on Tabletop Simulator, and he's like, I want to do something like more interactive with this campaign. And he wanted to run a dungeon and like fully build it in Minecraft. And when I say he built it in Minecraft, it was like, those like big elaborate Minecraft builds. It wasn't anything like that. Not that it had to be, but it was just like, he built like a bunch of like 3x3 stone tunnels that just like went down. And in this Minecraft Dungeons and Dragons dungeon, he had incorporated traps. I don't know how he was expecting this to translate to us like visualizing this in like the D&D campaign. Pretty much in Minecraft, we walk down this hall and like we see like this waterfall thing, right? So I was just like, oh cool, like I'll just like swim through it or like swim up it or whatever. So I go and I swim up this waterfall, and he's like, oh, you're dead. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I'm dead? Like I just swam through water. I could see a Minecraft chest or whatever up there, right? And he's like, oh yeah, well that was actually like a water trap or something. I forgot exactly what he said, but it's like trap crazy DMs I am all too familiar with. Let's just say I spent weeks writing lore for that character just for him to be killed in a shitty Minecraft translated dungeon. I don't even know. But yeah, let's just say I left that campaign. Stop killing your players with traps, man. There's so much. I feel like there's a lot more fun ways to die. Unless the trap is really cool. If the trap's really cool, go for it. Pitfall trap, that's fucking lame, right? Can we all agree? Can I get an amen? Comment. Thank you. Fireball. Has anyone run into a Discord gaming server they just noped out of immediately? Yes. Me personally, yes. I don't know, man. Like, Discord servers, I mean, in my experience, they have a really bad thing of like being a new member to a Discord server sometimes feels like being the new kid at school, but like 10 times worse, because Discord servers are so fucking clicky. It's unreal. Like, people on the internet especially just forget how to be nice. Saw an ad for a World of Darkness style supernatural Savage Worlds West March server and decided to join. I was put into the review lobby, started to cringe at some of the wording of the rules. Some choice ones. We believe in freedom of speech regardless of how problematic, out of date, overly traditional, or harmful it may be. Everyone has the right to say their piece and be heard. Okay. Yeah, that one alone, I'm gone. You can use pronouns, but no one has to use yours, as it is a free speech zone. Who hurt this Discord admin, bro? We have the right to boot anyone for any reason up. We have had debaters trying to suppress speech, describing it as asking questions or having a conversation, and we no longer allow any of that. This is a dictatorship, and you will eat your slop and you will fucking goddamn enjoy it, you dirty little piggy. If you feel like you want or need safety tools or have to have private conversations with the DM after session, there's the door. Who wants to play in this person's game, bro? Like, that just sounds like there's no communication. You not allowed to talk back. Role playing? You're goddamn lucky if I let you. Everyone has the right to their views. Everyone has a right to their opinion. Regardless of facts, it does people good to interact with people with opposing worldviews. This guy's gotta have some hot takes, like some hot takes. So that is a nope from me. Anyone else had that happen? Top comment. I think I joined this exact server. 3 of us got banned after asking why only women could be witches. Yeah, this guy is trying to live out the secret lives of Mormon wives on his Discord server, Dungeons and Dragons edition, bro. That's his campaign. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. You can only be a witch if you are a sexy, sexy lady. For a free speech first server, the rules about speech there are ironically super restrictive. Yeah. Guys, we can all say exactly what we want as long as you don't question me. That's wild. That is crazy town levels of restrictive. Who's having fun there? I genuinely want to know. If you're in that server, that would, I mean, you know, tell me what's up, guys, because that's super funny. Not funny, haha, funny weird. Fireball. Some guy wanted to grip dead bodies in a public game. Oh, brother, ooh. This didn't happen to me. I was at a game store playing Memoir with a buddy where a TTRPG public game was happening at the table next to us. See, public game is crazy. Not that it's like acceptable in a private game, but like I've had like friends and stuff, like nothing like this, all right? Nothing like this, but like do like some wild shit. The DM seemed to be running a game that was introduced to a bunch of people to TTRPGs. He had a decent sized group, like 6 or 7 people, with a near even split of men and women. It sounded like he was running a Cthulhu type game set in the Scooby-Doo universe. And Velma just took a shotgun blast to the f***ing face and died. Metal. The dipshit at the other end of the table asked if he can grip Velma's dead body. I could imagine him after saying that being like to the other guys at the table there, brother, give me some. Oh yeah. That's fucking gross. The DM, stunned by this, says, really? Her entire face is shotgun blasted away. The guy confirms that he wants to do it. The DM says, okay, well, you do that then. The guy on the end has an incredibly satisfied look on his face, and I look at the girl sitting next to him. I watch her face as I see in real time her eternally decide that she's never playing an RPG ever again. Man. Listen, I'm surprised that, bro, if I were a dude at this table, I'd be like, okay, you need to seek therapy. Not even therapy. You need to seek a prison sentence. That is that is insane. Man, like people that play like D&D and like RPGs, you know. I get being a social recluse, but like that's like more than social recluse. That's like you haven't like interacted with humans in a very and for most of your entire life. I feel like there's no other like circumstance that this situation could have happened other than D&D, and that's what makes it so funny. It's honestly why I love these stories, because it like, you know, it really exposes people's fucking that's not even out of pocket, that's what I'm looking for. Like it doesn't expose people's out of pocket side, but like what the is that? Like someone go to that guy's house, check his freezer, all right? Check his goddamn freezer. Look under his floorboards and shit. Someone go smell this man's fridge or something. Anyways, next story. Fireball. The Tale of the Disgusting Barblock. My GM decided to narrate a pirate-themed adventure and asked us to create sheets for a pirate crew. The problem player for the story is a barbarian warlock, the Barblock. Since the beginning of the adventure, Barblock talked exclusively through dirty jokes and swearing during the first half hour. Makes sense. Pirates, man, that's what they did. It seemed funny, but it got tiring really fast. Then there was a session where we needed to take a long rest. And he decided we wouldn't because he didn't want to, despite needing the long rest to recover his resources. To stop the group from resting, his character threatened to pee on anyone who fell asleep, forcing us to fight while weakened. This led to a 2-hour-long argument in character between him and another one of the characters. In another session, he got a tattoo of a building with an erection on his whole back, which is about 90% of the time uncovered. And during fight scenes, he'll remark upon the erection again, also making sexual jokes using the lines of another female character. Barblock wants to have sex every session, narrating some explicit scenes and unrequited by any players or NPCs. Every single NPC is also disgusted by him. The player doesn't normally act like this, but he decided his character would be the scum of humanity and plays him that way, causing disgust in everyone else. Because of him, the players want to quit the adventure. What should be done? You see, I feel like D&D is like a means of escape a little bit, you know. People getting to do things and act in ways that they don't in their day-to-day life, right? And, you know, maybe even how some people would like to act in their day-to-day life. That man grew up with a strict mommy who never let him say cuss words. I mean, what should be done is you guys fucking kill off Barblock, right? You kill him off. He dies of scurvy. He dies of something. Dude, he wants to have sex every session. There's like specific Dungeons and Dragons STDs, right? I know this to be true. You could give that man like dragon warts or something and they pop and lava pusses out and burns this man alive. I don't know. Just get rid of him. Just get rid of the character and out of game be like, bro, listen, you're not funny. It just reminds me of those people that it's like loud equals funny, right? Like saying the most outrageous thing is funny. They try to be funny, they're just loud. It's like what children do. I feel like that's what kids do to try and be funny. I mean, that is all the stories that I have for today. So if you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe. I'm gonna try and do more of these. Join my Discord server. It's gonna be fucking dope. We're gonna have lots of great people in there. And yeah, I hope that you guys look forward to the next one. I had fun with this. All right. Toodles, fireball.